So I woke up to the news. Some of you have already seen it as well. The FAA had a system-wide shutdown. That means across the country, flights could not depart for hours. Now they're looking at delays and cancellations by the thousands. You can imagine the frustration, confusion. So the FAA, just a short time ago, said that normal air traffic operations and flights are gradually resuming, and an investigation is underway. They're saying that this is unprecedented. I saw a live video feed from LaGuardia and JFK, just planes lined up. And all of this comes on the heels of that massive winter storm over the holidays that stranded travelers when airlines canceled somewhere like 3,000 flights. Well, my first guest, I cannot wait to talk to him. His name is Patrick Holland. He is one of the thousands who hoped or had high hopes that were dashed by this once-in-a-lifetime weather event. But he says in the weeks since, he's experienced a flood of prayers and kindness after his story made international headlines. So here's the story. Just days before Christmas, the 56-year-old Alaska father of 7 was flying to Seattle to receive a heart transplant that was going to save his life. The weather, of course, wreaked havoc on all of our lives, but his in a critical way. His flight was canceled. Take a look.
I suffer from congestive heart failure. It has taken a lot of my regular life from me. I am desperately in need of a heart. I was on the donor list and I finally got the call after 2.5 weeks. They told me to get on the plane to Seattle, Washington. They'll hold the heart for me. The first flight at the airport I got to was canceled. I asked the lady there at the counter, I told her my situation. She said, don't panic. And she did get me on a plane right away and I was very relieved. As we landed, I heard the pilot say, welcome to Anchorage, and my heart sank. They were having just a massive snowstorm. I mean, you could see the windows blowing in the airport, and you could hear the wind roaring. And seeing all the flights get canceled, I'm thinking, this is terrible. The roller coaster of emotions of the highs and the lows, and I was actually having chest pains and chest pressure. And I thought, I do not want to have a heart attack here in an airport. I knew the next call wasn't going to be good, and it wasn't. And she said, I'm sorry, but the OR team has agreed to move forward with the next person in line. All these dreams of playing with my kids and chasing them around, there's all kept getting taken away from me and given back and taken away from me, and it was devastating. I couldn't stop crying. It was very emotional.
Patrick Holland joins us now from his home in Fairbanks, Alaska, where he is standing by waiting for news of another donor match. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us. Listen, I love seeing that smile on your face because it's not lost on me, and I know it's not lost on this audience, how difficult this must be. You have 7 children, the youngest 3-year-old Samuel. You were looking forward to this transplant that would add years to your life, years to spend with these kiddos, years to be there for these milestones in their lives, to be their dad, and now you're on this list. I got to tell you, when you got that call, take me to that moment, because this had been hours of delays. You're waiting on pins and needles, and then you got the call from the hospital saying that they would have to move forward and give the heart to someone else. I imagine that sets off a flood of complicated emotions. Someone else lives, but you are not that person.
Well, I'm still alive now, so that's
well,
good
that's true.
But yes, it was, I spent so many emotions from the time I arrived at the airport, realizing that the flight was canceled. At first, I thought it was a mistake, and then just one cancellation after another. And sitting on the air, like I said, sitting on the in the airplane and hearing "Welcome to Anchorage," I thought, no, this is a mistake. It's just been crazy. But in the end, having so many people reach out with different heart transplant stories.
Yeah.
And so many good people out there, including just a ton of heart transplant recipients telling me about how some of them missed their first one. So I'm very hopeful and very sure that I've got another story to come.
Yes, you do. And I know your wife, Haley, has been there at your side. She wrote on Facebook that the 25 hours from the time you got the call of the match to the time you found it, it was just traumatic. And she wrote on Facebook, numerous times his hopes and dreams were lifted to astounding heights and then left to tumble down to the lowest depths of nightmares proportions, often in the blink of an eye. How did you keep strong for the kids? Maybe not Samuel, he's little, but the other children, I'm sure, were aware of what was happening. How did you keep strong for them?
just talking to my wife. She was just pulling for me the whole time, and I was on the phone a lot with her, and she's just so encouraging.
Yeah.
And she's just like, hey, this is, no matter what happens, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's so. She's been a rock through so many surgeries and so many ambulance rides.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new for her.
Well, you got the right one at your side for sure. I am so struck about resilience. I love hearing how resilient people can be, and you proved to be that. Is it true now, so that you don't miss the next opportunity, you're moving to Seattle so that you're a taxi ride away?
Yes.
Okay, I love that plan. I like a person with a plan. And so, so you're all moving?
No, it'll be just me, because we're hoping for a short trip of maybe 4 to 6 months, hopefully, if everything goes right, and I get the opportunity really fast again, which they said is really rare. So we're hopeful that I'm going to get another chance right away, and we're hopeful that I'll get to see that other chance. So we're not worried.
You know what? A little bit. Well, listen, we are hopeful as well. Please keep us posted, and tell your wife, anyone who keeps their Christmas tree up that long is a friend of mine. So that's, the tree in the back is a good sign for sure. So happy holidays, happy new year, and please send my love to your wife and your family, and keep us posted, please. Thank you so much. Thank you, Patrick.